Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Finally, it was released a little bit later than Marty McFly from Back to the Future 3. We finally have Doc Brown mms617 from Hot Toys 1/6 scale figure from Back to the Future Part 3, made by Hot Toys. And of course, as always, bought it through Sideshow Collectibles. This is our box, similar to the Marty McFly. We have a picture of Doc Brown and his barn from the movie itself. This is not the figure. It's done in an all Western looking filter, yellowish looking picture. On the side, we have Back to the Future Part 3. We have a picture of some people standing in front of the barn. Same thing, Doc Brown on the back as always. Warnings and people that work on and labels. Back to the Future 3. There's a logo of the clock on the back. On the side, it kind of flows over from the Doc Brown front. Back to the Future 3. It's pretty much for the box. It's similar to the Marty McFly. As we open this, we flip over. We have, it's the same picture from Marty's release, the time machine, the perfect way to travel through time. I don't know if again, I said it before, I don't know if they are teasing the Mach 3 DeLorean, the Back to the Future from Part 3. They might do that. They did the first one and second one, so we might get a third DeLorean. And then here again, same thing, clamshell. You get Doc Brown and all the accessories we're going to take out and take a look at them. Okay, going back to the clamshell, we have always at the bottom the directions in case some accessories you don't know what to do with them or how they go. As soon as we take the top part off, we have some of the accessories in here, like the gun that he was using, the scope, the pistol. That looks, yeah, that's the little DeLorean time machine that he made himself, a little replica, and the gun belt. And inside we get some more accessories. Let's look at Doc Brown first, and then we can lay everything out. So this one is going to have a lot of different options because of, you can see you got the trench coat, you got the vest, the jacket, the shirt underneath it, and then also you have the other vest that he was wearing too, the mask and the bow tie. I'll show you all that in a second, but let's see Doc Brown himself in here. Finally, we have a Doc Brown that is not surprise face like Back to the Future 1 and 2 figures. This is a brand new sculpt. Looks like the hair might be almost the same like the other ones. We'll compare it later, but it looks pretty good. Finally, not a surprise face like they always do. Again, same as Marty's, the hat won't come off. And there's his clothes. Alrighty, I'm going to proceed to take all the plastic off and lay everything out on the table, and we're going to take a look at everything that comes. Alright guys, here is pretty much everything that Doc Brown comes with. Of course, we already seen the figure. We have the 2 relaxed hands that comes with the figure himself already put on the body, and then you get the 2 extra hands, one left and one right, and this hand gun holding hands, and things to grab and things like that. There's no fist, there's nothing else. That's the only 2 hands that you get with Doc Brown. The detailing, always amazing. It's always there. There's a little bit of Doc Brown on the third movie, he was a little bit of a suntan, I guess, from living in the Old West. So it matches his head sculpt being so dark. I think it's okay. I'll rewatch the movie, but he was really, suntan in the movie. To match Marty McFly's base, we have his with the backdrop of the Old West, Back to the Future 3, and Dr. Emmett Brown on the front. And as always, thank God it's a crotch grabber. I hate the waist grabbers. And same thing, like all of them extend. So I love these. I don't have to go out hunting for other ones. You get, I didn't mention, you get 2 extra wrist pegs for the hands, just in case. I appreciate Hot Toys doing that. Main thing before we get to the trench coat and stuff, we have the same walkie-talkie from Marty's figure. I'm assuming it's exactly the same thing because it looks the same. And of course you got the, if you haven't seen my review, you can check it. But we have the little antenna that also extends. Just be careful. It's very flimsy, so when you handle that, just be careful. And then you have the walkie-talkie to the battery on the back. That's awesome. We have options for Doc Brown. We have his bandana when he was robbing the train that he was using. And I don't know if too many people know, but this is the shirt he was wearing on Back to the Future Part 2. His t-shirt, I mean his shirt actually, and he cut it and made it into the bandana. As you can see, there's the pattern of the trains in there. It's a little foreshadowing the third movie. But yeah, this is neat. It will extend to fit better. There is no wire like Marty McFly's bandana, so we're gonna have to mess with it a little bit to get the shape that we need. And also, since Doc was wearing a lot of bow ties back then, he's wearing the bow tie like he wears in the movie. And on this one, it's not elastic. It just comes with the little loop-de-loop on the back, so you can adjust it. One accessory that I thought it was amazing, I forgot it come with, is his pocket watch. It looks awesome. If you can tell, it's been painted very, very gold looking. You have all the ridges on the back. The details on this watch is amazing. Also got the time there. And then you do have a metal chain. It's very small, of course, to match the watch, but it is made of metal. And then at the end you have the little ring. So we're gonna put that in on his inside of the vest like he wears it. We're gonna do that later. The one we're mentioning when we were unboxing him is the DeLorean time machine model that he'd made to show Marty how they're gonna go back to the future. That looks awesome. I love the way they did it. And even the wheels turn too, so it rolls. This is an amazing prop. I love that they included this one. Now I want to have the little train table. Another revolver. I think it's similar to the one Marty had. The hammer cocks back. And then let's see if the chamber moves out. I don't see any movement on it. Marty's did move out. Oh no, because this one is not the one. Okay, I forgot. This is the one at the side loading. And excuse me, I don't know the terminology for guns, but yeah, this is the side loading. So the little chamber on the side opens up, and you get the bullets. You can load the bullets in there. It does not turn. Yeah, it does. It was just tight. I think it's fresh paint and stuff. So yeah, and you can turn it, and then you got the bullets in there too. They've been sculpted and painted. That's awesome. That's a neat accessory. I love this when they make moving compartments. Then you push it up and you close it. Another accessory, just like Marty had, his gun belt which I love this belt buckle. It's amazing. This one, unlike Marty, it does have a clip that goes through the holes, so you can adjust it. Hopefully that don't wear off too often, but once you put it on, I'm assuming, you know, we'll leave it on there, and then this moves around so you can adjust where you want it. And on the back side, you get all the bullets, sculpted bullets and painted in there. They are not removable. You can't take them out of there, but it's a neat accessory detail. And it's, again, I think it's like fake leather. This is leather. Let's see how long it is going to last. And on the accessories itself, last but not least, we have his rifle, which every time I saw the movie, I was in love with this rifle. This amazing. He managed to put together some parts to make a scope, so you can thread tannin. And then there is a little mini glass over there. It looks like it's got some augmentation in there too. It's not just the glass, it also augments a little bit. It's got a little bit of it. That's awesome. And the back over there is glass too. We can see through, but it's neat. Well, maybe, let's see, let me look. That's awesome. And then of course this will move for the reload action. The hammer does not cock back. Nothing else I think moves in this gun. You have the loading chamber right here. I think that's it for the gun. I don't want to touch it too much, but it's amazing. And on the front you have the iron sights. It's very well painted, very well detailed. There's no weathering on it. Some people like their guns to be a little bit of weather because, you know, none of them has pristine, especially in Back to the Future, what everything is, you know, used like it should be in real life. But there's no weathering, but I love it. And it's freaking long. Compared to Doc Brown, look how long this is. It's almost the length of his body. So, and then lastly, we have his trench coat, which is very, very neatly done. You have another type of material inside to make it more shiny, like to simulate the trench coats back then. It's very light, so it's going to be very easy to put on the body. We have the stitches for the buttons on this side. Let's see, pockets, usable pockets. It does have the holes in there. You can put stuff in there if you want to. He can carry. It's very well done. I love it. And on the back, of course, you know, same. It looks just like the one he was using in the movie. So we're gonna do the different looks for him. We're gonna have the trench coat. We're gonna have him with bow tie. We're gonna have him with the bandana. So we're gonna be doing a couple of poses. So I'm gonna get Doc Brown, and we're gonna take a closer look at him to see the detailing. We already looked at the head sculpt, which is amazing. He's got like a little smile grin. You know, he was a little more positive on this one because of Clara Clayton. There we have a little detail on the top with the little feather, I guess an Indian feather. His hair, plastic sculpted perfectly. It does not get in the way. His jacket. You got a jacket and you have a shirt under. I didn't see that earlier. I don't know if it's all part together, but nope. And that's the undershirt. And then of course the protective, so the paint won't go through the skin. We're gonna take that out. And then you have the vest with functioning pockets. And the buttons, there's 2 clips that goes in there. The rest of them are not buttoned in. You have his pants with the Velcro on the front. going all the way down, kind of like a jeans, but it's very, very light. So for posability, it's going to be amazing. And then Doc's boots. Very shiny and flat at the bottom. Go up to here, and then it flows perfectly down there. And then the one trench coat that comes with, you have another material here, just like the movie. And then the rest of it is all the squares. You got, let's check the pockets on the side. There's nothing in the pockets. Some trench coats are made like that on purpose, so I'm not sure in the movie if it was made like that on purpose or not. And on the back, you have the little 2 buttons, little cut through. It's awesome, and it's very light. As you can see, it's not hindering the movement's possibility for him. And that's your dog. I'm very happy with him. He's going to look very nice beside Marty and the DeLorean. Alrighty, we're going to do some different poses, and we're going to give our final thoughts on the figure. Let's see. So far, I'm very, very happy with this figure. And of course, having a different head sculpt. Okay, one thing, guys, I do want to let you know when it comes to the gun belt. This came very, very already looped through, and of course you gotta take it out so you can put it around his body, and it's becoming a pain just to try to put this through, loop it back out. So what I was doing, I was trying to get, if you have any other materials or something, but I don't. I have a little toothpick that I was putting through here and slowly managed the way through and pull up a little bit to start it, because it's been really complicated for me to try to get that part out, and you can see it's coming out. So take your time, because since it's pleather and it's very small, very thin piece of pleather, that's how I got mine loop back out. Even when you pull, just make sure you pull in and not messing up the figure itself, because it's still, you can see that I'm forcing a little bit because it's a little tight fit, which I like it, because once you put it on his body, it won't go anywhere. But once you got the loop out, just make sure that little piece of metal is not gonna either mess up your belt or go back into a hole like it's doing there. So that way you can get that off. And see, now you got crooked in it. There you go. So I'm gonna proceed to put it on Doc's waist and see how complicated that is, and let you know. And okay, guys, here it is. Been working with it. It literally took me no more than a minute just to get the belt back through the loop in here and get it situated on whichever belt loop that you want. Mine, the one that works the best, just because of his bag and the pants, is the 4th hole down. I think that's going to be the best one. It gives me some little movement, so I can have them like some kind of weight to it down, and still being around the waist and over the vest itself. So you can work with yours whichever way, but this is the one that's loose enough and tight enough to look well. And then we have to put the loop through it, and that's the part that's the more material you have, the more little complicated it becomes to go through. But once you start it right there, you can grab it from the other side and just pull slowly, and there he goes. That's your belt. Okay, guys, also for the bow tie, what I did was decapitated Mr. Brown. I took his head off and slid the bow tie on his neck, and then put the head back on, and it stay there. You can hide it behind the shirt neck if you want to and play with it a little bit, or also I'm not going to do that because it's just too much, but you can bend up the shirt itself and you can put it around it, which that's the way the bow tie is supposed to be if you're going to be wearing a bow tie. But in this case, if you do it, you can do it out here and still look good enough where it hides where the loops are. This one on mine, with a little bit of work, we can make this stay down. And then that way you don't have to do a lot of undoing, because if you know, the bow tie on the back has the loop like the belt, and you can adjust it, but it's a little bit of pain in the butt when it comes to having to adjust that. So if you can do that and hide it and play with it, and then you know, it'll be better. Also, I forgot to mention the bow tie does move around the let's call it belt itself, so you can hide the loop behind his hair on the back. So you can adjust it. If you want it more towards the back, you can move it back and then move the bow tie a little bit at a time around it, and then it'll stay more hidden on the back. Okay, when it comes to the pocket watch, they want you to, and I said earlier that it was buttons, but it's not. There are hooks hooking up the vest together. They want you to undo the two hooks, and there's a hole through here that barely seen it. You can see it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get your chain, and you gotta loop the chain through the hole and put the pocket watch on one pocket, the loop going through the hole and then goes to this side. The chain will end on this side, and then you hook back the vest. So I'm going to do that and show you what it looks like. Okay, so we have the chain through it. For me, it was a very, very pain in the neck. Tried to get that through, but if you see, it'll go right through it. And once it goes through there, you got the loop there. Be careful. I have some stitching that I was trying not to pull right there. So be careful when you do it. The chain loop, the biggest one, will go through it. So just work your way through it, and then you pull it right back, and then you're gonna give it that falling down look, and then the other one goes on the other side. So I'm gonna put it together and loop it back and show you what it looks like. Okay, and here we go. We have Doc Brown's pocket watch in his pocket, and the end of the loop on this side of that pocket. I left it out a little bit because it's a nice accessory just to have him all the way inside and not being able to see it. So if you leave it a little bit out, at least you can see the accessory and enjoy it. Otherwise, it'll be just a chain and you can't see it, and then it just holds off there. Okay guys, just to give you a little bit of idea, I brought Marty McFly that I previously reviewed on my channel, and you can see Doc Brown standing right beside Marty, right almost at the same pose, standing straight up. You can see how much shorter Marty is and how good both of them they look together. I love this set, not only because it's Back to the Future, not only because it's new head sculpt, and the tailoring on the clothes is amazing. You will be amazed and be really happy if you get these figures, because the clothes themselves, the detailing, the accessories, they're amazing, and both of them look so well together. They go very well together. I love these two figures. In this case, I left the bow tie on him, adjusted a little bit, and I put, of course, the watch, and you can see the gun in there. I put the gun in his belt. I'm going to show you in a second. And he's holding the time machine replica, little toy replica. I put that in his hands to show you one of the accessories that you can have him hold on here. I done put this gun on his belt. So he's already there, and you can have him using it. But that is him. What we're gonna do next, I'm gonna change his vest and put his trench coat and the other gun. I think that's what I'm gonna have him do, and put his bandana, and we can see what it looks like. And I'm gonna leave Marty there with him. Alright guys, and there it is, Doc Brown, almost on the pose that we see there. He's a little hunched down and forward just to hold the gun to show you how much the gun weighs. But on my case, it's kind of hard. I don't want to break my accessories. I did not put the loop on his hands, this one on the rest of his fingers, because what I think is this hand would have been better for that rifle. But the only problem is that this hand is left hand and not the right hand, so we would not be able to achieve that pose. I think this figure is amazing. Also, if you can see, there's a wire on the trench coat itself, so you can give it a little bit of posability, a little bit of different options when it comes to pose him. And not the other trench coat does not have that. This is the only one. When you have this vest on, that one just flops. It doesn't have any wires. I understand why, because it's just like the little vest. But on this one you do, so you can have that moved whichever way you want it. And it's only at the bottom. I think it's only the wire. I think is only here and here. I don't feel any other wires anywhere else, but it gives you a little bit of idea of what you can do with them. You can move that out of the way and flip it around. You can have that moving in a little inwards. It's just different options. Have them hunchbacked a little bit. But yeah, this figure is amazing. That tailoring is awesome. I feel like we have a winner with this figure. If you don't have yours yet, might as well get on the wait list, because they're sold out at Sideshow. I think the wait list is open. Just make sure you go get yours. Get your Marty McFly as well. New head sculpt. Tailoring is amazing. If I have a little bit of critique, I wish they had a couple of options on different hands. We only have 2 sets of hands. 2 relax and 2 gripping hands, which I get why, but you know, fist or maybe more relaxed. Marty has a bunch of different hands that comes with. If you want to see the review on my channel, it has many options that you can do. So make sure to you know, get yours regardless of what the issues are. I wish also it come with the letter that he wrote Marty McFly. Came with the picture that they took in front of the clock tower. Doc Brown would have been awesome if he had the letter that he wrote to Marty, telling him he was in 1885. Also, maybe he gave Clara a purple flower that he was holding, and you know, I wish he had that accessory. But other than that, I think it's amazing. I believe that Marty has more accessories than Doc, but I love it. So if you guys are in the fence, I would say just go ahead and try to get yours, because this Doc Brown is amazing. I love it. There's no weathering on the clothes, only just a little bit. You can see a little bit of dirt at the bottom of the trench coat, maybe painted in. I don't know if it comes through the picture, but other than that, the jeans, the vest, the guns, nothing is being weathered. Some people do weathering, and they're very handy with it. You might be able to do your own weathering, but yeah, this figure is amazing. I love it. Alrighty, you guys let me know what you think. If you have yours, if you don't, if you think you're gonna get them after this review, also comment on the comment section below. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know if you have any questions for me. I will answer every single one of them. Just make sure you follow my channel, because I'm gonna be doing more reviews, some new figures coming out, and then I want to do a throwback
going back and see other figures, especially the ones with pleather, maybe some Han Solo and Luke figures with Chewie, and see how the pleather is holding. I do have my figures in the house, in the box, so they have not been in the weather out there, in heat or cold, so let's see what happens. We're going to do some throwbacks, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next video.